What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. That's right. Welcome back to the Tim King Show. It has been quite some time since I threw down on the Tim King Show. First of all, thank you, Nick, for making that video. Awesome video. But I asked Nick to make that video like back in October. Where are we in July now? So, man, it's been quite some time since I wanted to bring this show back. But, man, I figure we're doing such awesome stuff with Game Breaker Sports, hitting on the sports stuff, hitting on the draft stuff, that we got that and pretty much locked and loaded. We do the wrestling stuff when we get Streets, Dylan and I together. But, man, every now and then I just want to get down on some wrestling talk or even some sports talk just by myself, breaking news, whatever it is. So what better way? Bring the Tim King Show back, talk sports, talk wrestling, talk life, whatever it is on that day. That's what we're going to talk about. And I'm not alone today. I always say when I'm on Game Breaker Sports, I'm not alone. And sometimes on the Tim King Show, I'm going to be alone. But I'm going to bring guests on. And I thought to myself, I was like, man, there is no better guest to bring on for the reboot, the relaunch, the re-debut, the debut of the Tim King Show right here on Circle of Debate. And if you're watching right here on Circle of Debate, please hit the like button on this video. Please smash that subscribe button. We are en route to 2,000 subs, just past 1,000, feeling real good, marching to 2,000. But yeah, I figure who better to bring on with me than my boy Dylan, my co-host on Game Breaker Sports, the host of the co-host, host of the most of the World Elite podcast, dude. My boy Dylan, what is good, brother? How you feeling today, man?
Hey man, I'm doing good. I can see myself yet, but I
gotta fix this. Well. I gotta fix this thing really quick. Hold on. I'm too slow.
Let's see.
There we go. There he is.
There we go.
There he is.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Dude, I'm doing real good. Yo, Gabby, what is up? What is up? It was awesome kicking with you on that stream the other day. Real nice meeting you, Gabby. Thank you for showing up right here in the chat, supporting your boys. Thank you very, very much. It's a midday stream here on COD. It's really the first midday stream on COD that I can recall in a long time. It's the 3rd of July. I hope you guys are going to have a great 4th of July weekend. But figured I'm off today. Dylan's off today. This channel is always popping watch-alongs every single night. I'll be back later today for Game Breaker Sports as well. But shit, figured let's hop in. Let's talk some wrestling this afternoon and kind of go from there. It's our boy Dan. What is up, bro? Brian Kelly, best coach in the history of LSU football. I know who that's shot at. Yes.
It's all good. It's all good.
Thanks for tuning in, Dan, dude. I hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. Yo, Tommy, yes. I used to do the TK show quite often. As a matter of fact, like long ago, I started it, of course, the Tim King Show. And then I brought Justin, our boy, the Redeemer. And not only did I have Justin, but I had our boy Jeremy on there as well. There's a lot of old episodes of it. Me, Justin, and Jeremy, we threw down weekly, had some real awesome arguments, debates, conversations, real passionate talk. But Tommy, we will be live with Game Breakers a little bit later too, so Mike Dog and T-Dog can get together and let the dog be barking like they do a little bit later. So thank you, Tommy, for showing up. Lauren, my girl, hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a great 4th of July weekend. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Thanks, Gabs. Appreciate that for sure. Oh, there he is. The OGK himself. What is up, my brother? I hope you are having a good day. But yeah, that's it. So let's talk some wrestling, bro. We've had a lot of fucking real good wrestling over the past week. Going back to Night of Champions, I know that you guys spoke about it on World Elite this past episode on Sunday. Go back, check out World Elite Podcast, YouTube, TikTok. Dylan, Jordan, they do fantastic stuff. They had a couple of guests. I think it was Bakley and Blaine were on there this past Sunday. So go back, check it out. Awesome episode that they threw down the day after Night of Champions. Obviously, Raw was earlier this week. I thought Raw was a fantastic show, dude. Just a really good show from top to bottom. A lot of good wrestling on Raw this week, which I really enjoyed. NXT was solid. Dynamite 300 was fucking damn near flawless last night. That was a perfect show. I loved that show from start to finish. And it's kind of here where we are. So, dude, real great week of professional wrestling. Zach, what is up, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Happy 4th of July. Hope you enjoy your 4th of July weekend. Hopefully it's extended like mine is, getting us, the ability to do this right here, right now. But Yeah, man. We're just gonna. I don't have topic based anything. I'm just free flow conversation and just kind of shoot the shit and go from there, dude. Really, I'll just start. I'm gonna start with one thing and one thing first. And a lot of people in the chat feel a certain way about a certain somebody. And Dylan, maybe I'll let you have your perspective on it first. I think you feel the same way as the chat before I kind of go into my sabbatical, and then we'll move on to more positive things. Mercedes Monet, as you see the title of the show, I said Mercedes is money. All right, I'm one of the very few on this network. Me, Bakley, Vince, we are pro Mercedes on this side, but just about everyone else seems to be on the other side of that coin. So Dylan, maybe share your thoughts on Mercedes, that match last night with Mina, what you think is going to go happen with Tony at All In, and kind of go from there.
So hard to start with Mercedes. I feel like you're doing a relaunch of the TK show and you're starting off with Mercedes and asking me to go first. That's a huge bold move right there. But but honestly, I wasn't big on her when she was Sasha in WWE. The character just never really fit with me too much. And really, if one know, it's all a character. I know it's all character based, the arrogancy and whatnot. But coming to AEW, I feel like Tony Khan obviously threw a lot of money at her, and he gave her more freedom than what Triple H would have in WWE or pretty much any other promotion. She has that opportunity to work other places. New Japan. She's doing those indie shows and whatnot. But the problem that I'm having with it is the whole belt collector thing. She's trying to pull off the Kenny Omega thing when he was collecting all these belts. But the thing is, I want to know is if she's not, losing any of these matches, she's gaining all these championships. What, she has like 5-6 championships that she's holding right now. I even asked this question on World Elite, and I was trying to get some sort of answer from anybody that was going to be answering these questions, and really no one could give me an answer. Is that what's the end game with this? She's holding the TBS title. I'm pretty sure she's going to be holding the women's championship from Toni Storm at All In. I would love Tony to win it, to give Mercedes that first loss. It's kind of hard because, they're the top 2 women in AEW. As far as character goes, as far as wrestling goes, I feel like, them 2 right there, that's your top tier as far as AEW goes. And I want to know the route they're going to go at All In because, is the route going to be Toni Storm to lose, to Mercedes? Is Mercedes going to take her first loss over there? And I feel like whatever route they go, I don't know so much if it's going to hurt them too much. I think it's going to hurt Mercedes more than it's going to hurt Toni if she loses, because she has all these championships. She has a TBS. Like I said, she may have the world championship at some point. She keeps holding that Owen Hart championship, even though that means really nothing other than winning a tournament. She has this indie title she's holding. She's holding all these championships, but I want to know what's the end game for all these championships. Are you just going to have her crash out and lose all these championships all at once? Is she just going to, if she loses to Toni Storm, is she going to go on this big losing streak and just lose all these titles? I think that would be a horrible thing to do to the character and to the wrestler of Mercedes Moné. So I feel like for the bookers for all of these promotions that she has the championships for, I always call out that she has creative control, even though it's been denied multiple times by the beat writers and whatnot, even though some part of me feels like there's some sort of creative in there for Mercedes. But obviously she can't book herself to win these indie titles because that would, it would have to go through the promoter for that business right there. So I think there's some sort of, agreement right there. Oh, okay, we're going to put Mercedes over and to win another title just to boost the character of that belt collector as to what she is. But I truly want to know the end game of all these championships. Because if she's going to lose it all in, is she going to crash out and lose all these titles? Is she going to go through this whole thing? And if that's the case, I don't think that's a good idea at all, because you're killing the character right then and there. And I think that's what I feel like Tony Khan has backed himself into a major corner for it. So it's not so much I hate the character. It's not so much I really even hate the wrestler of Mercedes. I just hate the concept as to what they're doing with her right now. So I really think they could be doing so much better with her as far as the character, as far as the wrestler itself in Mercedes. So I think really it's more of like an AEW and a Tony Khan issue as to what they're doing with her. It's not so much her that I don't like. It's just a concept as to what they're doing. So really, for the people that hear me talk about Mercedes on World Elite, even on social media, it's not so much me, trashing her. It's just trashing the concept as to what they're doing. So for the ones that watch the show and think, oh, this guy never has anything good to say about Mercedes and everything, then there's more context that goes into this. So for one, like I said, I absolutely respect her as a wrestler. I think she is getting better in AEW. I think she is being able to expand herself a little bit more, and going against all these other people that AEW brings in, or the new signees they have there. She had a great match with Mina on the 300 episode. I think it was a really good match. But I just think right now they're going to back themselves into a major corner for what they're going to do with her for all these championships. So like I said, it's not me shitting on her whatsoever. It's just a concept as into what they're doing with her.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. And that's kind of what I was saying last night on the AEW Dynamite watch along stream, because there's a few on this channel who are very vehemently against her and everything that she does and puts forward. And man, I just don't get it. All right. Like, she's been nothing but listen, her mic work is never good. It's never going to be great. She's like Ricochet, right? She's like the Ricochet of women. She's just never going to be a great promo. But everything else that she brings, the character that she brings, the swag that she brings with it kind of, covers for that. And she's phenomenal in the ring. But it's not on her that these bookers are giving her the titles. That's the thing. Everyone's like, well, she's not defending these belts. She's not defending these belts. First of all, she just won a couple of these belts. Like, she just won the CMLL belt, right? She defended it one time after that. She just won the EWA women's title, whatever the fuck that is. All right. Like, she didn't have time. She just won it June 6th. Everyone's like, when she hasn't defended it, when is she going to have time to defend it? Right. And again, this is not a Mercedes thing. This is a Booker problem. This is whoever runs EWA, right? They wanted their title on this woman to bring on national television. So for all the people who sit there and say she doesn't defend the belts, she just won it June 6th. She just won the CML one June 18th. She defended the CML one. When did she have time to defend the EWA one? Now, again, you could say, well, then that's why you don't put all the belts on her. It is not a Mercedes decision to have all the belts put on her. It is the bookers of these independent promotions. And let's be honest, we should be saying, thank you, Mercedes, for going to Rev Pro, for going to EWA, for going to Hog, for going to Defy, for going to all of these independent wrestling promotions when she's one of, if not the biggest women's fucking star in the world right now. Wrestling in the Tokyo Dome, wrestling at Arena Mexico, wrestling in Madison Square Garden. Dude, this is a Mercedes. You should thank her for going to these smaller promotions and putting these belts on her. It ain't a her thing. And then other people say she can't wrestle, dude. Give me a bad match. I'm run down her list. I go to Cage Match and I just look at these matches and I cannot think of a match that wasn't good. Every match with Stat has been phenomenal. Every match she has done with a Japanese woman, they are always good. You guarantee you're putting a Japanese woman in the ring with Mercedes, that match is going to be electric, dude. The match with Mina last night, she made Mina look like a star. Statlander, Willow. She made Harley Cameron into a star. No one gave a shit about Harley Cameron, anything she was doing. She fucking gets a Mercedes puppet, has a little feud with Mercedes, gets a title match with Mercedes, and all of a sudden, people care about Harley Cameron. Anna Jay, great match with Anna Jay. She made Anna Jay look good. I mean, I'm not going to go on forever about it. All I'm going to say is the woman deserves some respect. It is not her fault. And again, it's a booking thing, right?
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly with my compadres on this channel that the TBS title should have been lost months ago. Should have absolutely been lost months ago. That's the problem, right? We all figured, well, I actually didn't figure. I thought that Chris Stanlander would win the Owen and then get her title shot because, God, she deserves it, right? Like, come on, at what point does that woman get the world title, all right? But we all had a feeling in Texas that it's going to be the two biggest women on their roster. They never came across each other. I mean, in WWE they did, but in AEW, their paths have not crossed in a good 18 months. And they did that. Tony did that on purpose, right? He wanted them to stay apart. I think she's fucking on top of the world right now, man. I loved her match with Mina last night. Her match with Tony is going to fucking bang. Again, she should have lost the TBS title. whether, and I don't know the dirt, I don't know what's true, what's not true. Rumors are she wanted to lose that belt to Athena. They said she wanted to lose that belt to Athena. That's what all the sheets were reporting. And just Tony Khan wouldn't let that happen. So that ain't a her thing, right? And I also go back and I think, though, who should she have lost the TBS title to? Like, and you can't have her lose the belt to Mina last night because that makes the All In match so obvious that she's going to win. Because right now we could still say, hey, there's a chance that Mercedes loses that match. She's still the TBS champion. She doesn't have to walk out as the world champion. Had she lost that match to Mina last night, she absolutely is winning the match. And I still think she's winning the match at All In for sure, dude. She should just lose it to a trash can. Again, Dan, a lot of people here feel that way. The exact same thing. Oh man, dude. Dan, I know how you feel about AEW, dude, for a long time. Just toss like right? But I see where I differ. Oh, and Graveyard, what's up, man? Just saw you. What's up, Graveyard? Really appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. And again, if you guys are watching, please hit that like button. It would mean a ton to us. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button. It would mean a whole lot to us. So thank you guys so very much. And again, hope you guys enjoy your 4th of July weekend for sure. But to me, and this is where a lot of people differ as well, I like tournaments. And I know AEW has got a ton of tournaments. They're constantly doing tournaments. But Mercedes wins the world title, then that TBS championship, it goes into a tournament. And we got some real contenders, bro. You got Megan Bain. You got Mina Shirakawa. You got Ty Mello. You got Anna Jay. You got Harley Cameron. You got Deonna Purrazzo. You got Thunder Rosa. You got Athena, dude. You have a legit crop of women in that. Jamie Hayter can go back. You got Tekla, dude. There are so many quality women who could go and compete for that title right there. So I'm looking forward to whatever it is that goes on with Mercedes and Tony. I do think that Mercedes walks away with that belt. But yeah, you are right, Dan. It is easy booking, dude. And just like I think a lot of people hated his ranking system back in the day because he didn't do it right. I think that ranking system, if done appropriately, could have really went a long way. But yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So question for you, and this is without spoiling anything for your picks for All In. So there's 2 big matches at All In. I think I honestly think the biggest matches they have at All In is obviously the world title with Hangman and Moxley, and then this one with Mercedes and Tony. So which one is more likely to happen? Is it Mercedes winning or Mox retaining? Because I'm leaning so much with this Mox match. I feel like someone else is going to take it off of him other than Hangman, even though because the first Texas Death Match, didn't Hangman win that one? And so, I mean, do you have Mox lose a second Texas Death Match?
That's a great question, dude. That's a great question. It's a great segue. First of all, Bagel, what is up? Thank you so much for being here mid-afternoon. Really appreciate you tuning in like always. And yeah, I personally wants Willow. Yeah, I want Willow to be the AEW Women's Champion. Like once Mercedes wins it, I think Willow taking that belt off of her would be phenomenal. Or Statlander, either way, however you want to cut that cookie, I'm there with that. It's a great question, bro. I think 100% Mercedes is winning that match. I think it's just her trajectory to have all these belts. I do think Hangman wins. I think there's no way in hell I think it's twofold. I think Swerve and Ospreay are going to beat last night. Again, Dynamite last night was fucking phenomenal, dude. And I love all of these stipulation matches that we're going to get it All In. So we had last night announced Texas Death Match 2 for Moxley and Hanger. And I cannot wait for that, dude. Hangman's got to win that match. I think there's absolutely no way that it's not Hangman. I think that this story originally was for Darby Allin. Like we talked about that all the way back in October of last year when this whole thing started, which is crazy that it's been that long already. But we said it had to be Darby. It was Darby's story. They threw him down the stairs. Darby went and climbed the mountain. Darby lost the story. He gave a story away, dude. He gave his story away. And then I also think that Will Ospreay gave his story away. I think that Ospreay was supposed to win the Owen Hart at some point over the last couple of months. That was his story. And Hangman just came. He saw and he fucking conquered, dude. Like, there's no way that you could deny Hangman from winning that Owen Hart Cup. And there's no way that you can deny Hangman from winning this world title. It's just kind of like Stone Cold at WrestleMania 14. And no, I'm not saying Hangman's like Stone Cold at all. But, dude, this is like that path right now. What Hangman has done from his heel character, like reinventing himself as a heel, becoming this fucking crazy sadistic monster, dude. Burning down Swerve's house, sticking needles in his cheek to
Mm-hmm.
refinding himself by murdering Christopher Daniels, his friend, and then just, starting to feel bad telling Swerve he is right. Like, he wasn't like, like he was fucking an asshole and shit, or Swerve told him he was an asshole and shit. But like Hangman saw that in Swerve's face. Like, he's like, fuck, maybe I can forgive him a little bit. I love the storytelling. I love Hangman's character arc is maybe the best thing AEW's ever done, and they've done it 2 times with Hangman, which is fucking crazy. His initial run to get the belt was the best thing that they've ever did, and then this run to get him back into the belt might be the best thing that they've ever done. So as far as overall storytelling goes, that Tony and Mariah are fantastic, but they got something special with this man Hangman right here. He is, they talk about the ace of the company. He is their ace. He is their number one. I think Swerve's their quarterback, but it's real funny how it's like they're like the Rock and fucking Stone Cold, dude. And again, they're not the Rock and Stone Cold.
You're right.
Don't fucking yell at me for saying that. All right. But as far as like that company goes, right?
Yeah.
They're the Rock and Stone Cold, dude. That's exactly what it is. And we should see that down the road. And now that makes me think, and I'll ask you, we got the stipulation for the Bucks tag team match last night, dude. The Bucks said, fine, we'll put our EVP titles on the line if you guys won't challenge. And this was such a good stipulation because it's a realistic stipulation, it's not a never again thing. It's not a leave the company thing. You can't challenge for the world title for 1 year, which is fucking a believable story, dude. So do you think that the Bucks win that match and Hangman and Swerve can't challenge for the world title for a year? Or do you think that the Bucks get stripped of their EVP titles?
Honestly, I could see more of the Bucks losing. If that means you're stripped of your EVP title, and maybe you go back to like your old gimmick. I hate this EVP gimmick. I hate it. I am one that is I was real big on the Young Bucks when like AEW like first got off the ground, and whenever we went to that show in New Orleans, I had my Bucks shirt on, and I was really big on the Bucks. And then they go away, they come back with this EVP. I hate it. So if that what it means, take away the gimmick, even take away the EVP, whatever. Yeah, I'm all in on that. I am all in on that stipulation for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree. Yeah, Bagel. Hangman's definitely the main character for sure. Yeah, they gotta lose. I think it's like this is their WrestleMania, right? Tony Khan books to the fans for the most part. I feel like the Death Rider thing just has to, the Death Rider EVP relationship, it all just, this is the end. This is the climax. Yeah. It's over. It's done. If you want to run back Moxley and Darby one-on-one later down the road, cool. That's all good, dude. You could definitely run that down later with no title on the line. That's fine. But this is done. This ends now, dude. And then it ends like Bakley and I have discussed a multitude of times. Justin and I, we've discussed this. It ends with Swerve coming out during the main event and somehow helping Hangman win. It's not like he directly helps Hangman win, but maybe he stops the Bucks from getting involved in the match. Maybe he stops Claudio from getting involved in the match, or Marina or something. And then they get that look at each other. They get that nod afterwards, that look of respect and nod, and then they kind of go from there. But in order for that to happen, Ospreay and Swerve have to win. Hangman has to win. And the faces have to fucking leave this pay-per-view on a high note. The World Championship needs to be seen for the first time in 9 fucking months to end their WrestleMania, which is why I think Hangman has to win. It's like, it's a must. Yeah. You cannot walk out of their WrestleMania without the world title fucking, and the Cowboy bleeding with the title in the air after fucking Swerve nodding, confetti coming down, the Texas crowd going crazy. Oh man, dude. I wish I had that. What makes my daddy's magic nipples hard clip right now, because man, that's wrestling. Like, that's what I said last night on the watch along. I haven't been this excited for a fucking pay-per-view that I am for All In quite some time, dude. WrestleMania didn't make me feel this way. I had no interest in WrestleMania. I enjoyed it far more than I thought I would, but I had no interest in it. These past PLEs, I had no interest in. Like, this past one, Night of Champions, fucking rocked, and we'll talk about that momentarily. But I'm really excited for All In. I love all the gimmick matches. The Texas Death Match for the world title. You get champion versus champion with Okada and Omega. Come on, dude. You got the women, which is not title versus title, but champion versus champion. That's a huge match. That tag match that we just discussed with the EVP titles versus they can't challenge for the world title for a year. both Casino Gauntlet Battle Royals are going to be really good. That women's one is stacked loaded. The men's one with MJF and Mark Briscoe starting their feud, which they're going to, go feud. I think MJF gets one more match with Mystico, and then it ends up him and Briscoe get a feud going on into the fall. Can't wait for that. This will really be the start of that. Obviously, they've been doing all the tiny kosher. MJF's got a small dick fucking t-shirts and jokes and shit. So like that's starting to roll there. But man, the tag title match with Jet Speed and the Hurt Syndicate should be really good. Jet Speed looked amazing last night. Like they looked, dude, they got their asses just pounded for like 5 minutes. And then Kevin Knight picks up the mic and says, "You do hurt people. You can hurt us all you want, but you're going to have to kill us." And I'm like, yeah, dude, let's go, man. So all in all, Dynamite 300 last night was fucking phenomenal. No complaints about it. And I cannot wait for All In. I'm just really excited for All In.
Yeah, really. They got 4 shows next weekend. And as much as I'm not a casual AEW viewer by any means, and I have not watched an episode of Dynamite in forever, I did check out highlights from last night and really good. I got to say, All In is the show I'm looking forward to next weekend. Out of the 4 shows, as much as I love women's wrestling, and I'm really happy they're getting a second Evolution PLE, I'm not so much looking forward to Saturday night's main event. We don't need to see Goldberg in a wrestling ring again. We don't need to see any of that, and as far as Great American Bash, I don't know too much about what's going on there too much, but All In is the show that I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a great show for sure.
Great segue though, dude. That's a great segue. Let's swing over to the WWE side of things. Coming off a hell of a night of champions, bro. I really enjoyed this show from start to finish. You had the Rhea and Raquel match, really rocked, dude. There was a real physical match. It was great seeing Karrion Kross get back in the ring. That match was fun. Dude, the Solo and Jacob match was where it was at for me, man. Getting Hikuleu's debut, he looked like a monster, dude. You got Tonga Loa back now. You got Hikuleu there. You got Jeff Cobb. I'd imagine Tama Tonga's going to be back soon. So Solo's new, I guess we'll call it the Bloodline 3.0 or whatever it is, dude. That's looking real juicy. Jacob full on babyface. Jacob and Jimmy potentially together moving forward. So I'm really excited to see what we got there. The main event fucking rocked, dude. Cena and Punk threw it back. They threw it back. These guys, I'll use Street's words. These guys are wrestling soulmates. Their chemistry is insane. Everyone wants to talk about Cena and Edge, Cena and Orton. No, it's Cena and Punk, dude. What these two can do together on the mic, in the ring. You want to watch John Cena wrestle? All the fans chanting, "He can't wrestle, you can't wrestle." Just go watch any CM Punk John Cena match, okay? Any one of them, fantastic. Yo, Bagel, appreciate you in the super chat. Very, very, very much so. I don't know if you guys discussed this, but do you have any ideas for the Casino Gauntlet surprises and winners? Ooh, surprises. Surprises are tough. I'm not seeing any debuts potentially. I think it would make sense if MJF won the men's Casino Gauntlet and then just kind of held on to that, because if there's anyone in AEW, who's the biggest heel? MJF. He walked around with that Money in the Bank briefcase basically until it's time to cash in, and he's got that pre-built feud with Hangman that's already there, and Hangman winning his second world title before MJF is just going to naturally piss MJF off. So I'll go with MJF. However, I think an on the low winner would be Ricochet. Might be perfect with that. So give me MJF or Ricochet there. On the women's side of things, I think if Mercedes is going to win the world title, I think Athena would be great with that. I also think a beast like Megan Bayne walking around with it would be really cool too. So those would be my two. I don't know any. I hate to say, I don't know any like major surprises that they could have, because I feel like they've been debuting. They debuted women left and right now. You got Tekla recently there. You got Megan Bayne recently there. As far as injuries, Eddie Kingston, maybe Eddie Kingston comes back. How far is Eddie Kingston away? Maybe we see Eddie. That would be really cool, dude. Mystico costs MJF the gauntlet, Bakley says. Get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Oh, man. Love it. Yeah, I can see that, though. I can see it. Oh, Ruby Soho. That would be a nice surprise for sure. I would love to see. That place would rock when maybe. Yo, how about this one for the men? And this is I've been a fan of this guy for quite some time. We haven't seen him in forever. He says he's healthy. He's from Texas. How about Keith Lee, baby? Give me some Keith Lee as a surprise on the men's side. I think that would be really cool as well. Jordan, what is up, brother? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you enjoy your 4th of July weekend. I know you guys got a big barbecue going on over there today. I know Dylan's going to be cooking it up, so I really hope that you enjoy that. But yeah, man, I'm loving what they're doing with, I guess, Bloodline 3.0 or whatever. I'm curious to see what they do on the Jacob Fatu side of things. I was surprised to see him lose that belt already, but if there's anyone on the roster who has earned an opportunity to be a singles champion, it is definitely Solo Sikoa, dude. He's great in the ring, but his character work is phenomenal, man. He's been great on the stick. His mannerisms, his facial expressions, his movements, everything he does is fucking great. Baron Corbin would be interesting. I love that tag team of the Skyscrapers, Skyscrapers 2.0, right? Because there were Skyscrapers back in the 90s. But Baron Corbin and Dijak, I said back when they both were in WWE that they would be a great tag team. They just got that look, feel. They're both great in ring. I think they had a match in NXT actually at some point as well when Baron went back down there. But great tag team champions over there in MLW. I do love that. Maybe Chris Jericho comes back. Justin, cover your ears. I haven't seen you yet. Maybe you're working. You're busy, but maybe Chris Jericho comes back. Maybe Edge comes back. I haven't seen anything with FTR on the card yet. Maybe FTR is in the Casino Gauntlet match, and maybe Edge comes back and takes them both out or something. That could be cool as well. But yeah, man, WWE side of things, the King and the Queen are ranked. Cody beat Randy kind of heelishly, but Randy was the one who took off the turnbuckle pad, so I wouldn't call that heelish at all. Jade Cargill getting the win against Asuka. Very good match from Jade. She's definitely getting better in the ring, more crisp. So, I really enjoyed Night of Champions as a whole. Obviously, we don't have to break down the card by any means, but I do want to talk about what happened going into Raw. Raw was awesome. The in-ring work on Raw was great, man. WWE showed they can put on wrestling too. Wrestling on Raw was really good. I feel like every match on Raw was just a little bit longer than usual, which was great. But a couple things on Raw that I wanted to talk about, bro. The first thing, Judgment Day gets the tag titles back. Roxanne Perez gets the belt, Liv's belt. So Judgment Day now hold the men and women's tag titles, plus the Intercontinental Championship. And to me, the coolest thing, CM Punk's about to be in that world title mix, baby. And I am fucking stoked for it, man. So really, wherever you want to start with WWE, Dylan, and then we'll just kind of fucking shoot the shit out of it.
Hey, I kind of had to step out. These fucking dogs won't stop, man. They're every time I'm gonna do everything. Every time I'm gonna do something, they're fighting with each other. They won't stop. But no, man. Night of Champions as a whole, I feel like it was a good show. I had to miss some of it. I had to go to a birthday party for a friend of ours, but I did catch most of it. It was cool to see Hikuleo debut, even though he's going to go by a different name now. I kind of figured they were going to go that route, add that Tonga name to him. But all in all, it was still cool to see him, whatnot. It was questionable move, I think, pulling the title off of Jacob. But if they're gonna do something bigger with him, then you got to pull it off of him for sure. As far as the King and Queen of the Ring, it was the most, I guess, probably obvious. Hold on.
No, they're fine, dude. Yeah, dogs can bark away. The dogs are always barking over here, especially in Game Breaker Sports. When you get Mike Dog and T Dog together, they're always barking, baby. Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that though. It was definitely questionable pulling that belt off of Jacob. But man, that new stable, Bloodline 3.0, they look vicious. Hikuleo looked much more jacked than he did. But it's been a year since we've seen him. You got to think about that. A full year almost since we've seen Hikuleo over in New Japan. But I love that. I'm curious to see where they go on SmackDown. It's awesome. They recorded SmackDown on Monday, and I've avoided spoilers all week. I have no idea what's going on SmackDown tomorrow, so that's really exciting. But for me, what really stood out to me was Raw this past week. Gunther, talking his shit about Goldberg, Seth coming out with the Money in the Bank, CM Punk hitting Gunther with the shoulder. We're going to get Punk and Gunther at SummerSlam. That fucking gets me going. It's about time. I just don't know where they're going to go with the Punk and Gunther. Does Punk win? I mean, regardless of who wins the match itself, Seth Rollins is walking out of SummerSlam with the World Championship. That's kind of where my head's at. But I think it's awesome that Gunther's gonna go through Goldberg, obviously. But then SummerSlam, I think we all thought it would be some sort of tag team match, Punk, Roman, Rollins, Breaker. But I think that we're gonna get something totally different now, dude. I think Raw setting up, especially with the Rollins LA Knight match on Saturday night's main event. I think we're setting up now Punk Gunther for the world title, Cody Cena for the world title, obviously. And then we're going to have Roman Reigns come back, probably at Saturday night's main event. And we're going to set up Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins one-on-one at WrestleMania. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of had to step away again, but yeah, no, getting back to where I was on this whole thing with Night of Champions, I talked about the, US title and whatnot, the King and Queen of the Ring, I feel like it was probably more obvious way they were going. But the promo from Cody kind of gave off a hillish little look for him. So if that's the route they're going to go, I'm all for it. Cody's been, in my eyes, QB1 for a while now. Even without the title, I still feel like he's in that position to be the top guy in the company. And I think turning him heel at some point, I'm seeing rumors, I'm seeing theories about a potential double turn at SummerSlam, Cena to go back good and Cody to turn bad. But man, if you're gonna turn Cody heel, I mean, you got to know what you're doing with this, because I mean, like I said, he's your top guy. If you're gonna turn your top guy heel, you got to have a plan for this, and it's got to be a long-term plan. This can't be no bullshit to like, okay, I'm bad for a while, but then like months down the line, they're gonna turn him good again. No, this has to be a long-term thing for Cody if they're going to go that route. But I mean, the rest of the show was good. I mean, Raw was really good. I mean, it's been a while since I've really sat down and actually watched wrestling, actually sat down, paid attention and watched it. But I did watch the entire show on Monday. Thought it was very good. I mean, it seems like everything they're doing right now on Raw right now is really good. Same for SmackDown. I feel like SmackDown is more of like the tag team division. They're boosting really good over there as well. The draw between the Street Profits and the Wyatts, I feel like is all going to come down to something really good for that. I think the Wyatts at some point do win it, and they're going to be able to pull like a New Day, like the Freebird role. They're going to be able to defend it. If it's Howdy and whoever holding it, Rowan, Loomis, and all them. I feel like they're all going to be able to do something with it. So I think them holding gold is going to be really good as well. But yeah, I mean, I love what they're doing for everything they're doing right now as far as WWE goes. I know a lot of criticism as far as booking goes. Triple H faces a ton of criticism, too much than what I think he deserves as far as the booking goes. Now, booking as far as like championships go, yeah, he deserves a little bit of that. I mean, I don't feel like any champion has really been booked that good so far in WWE. Gunther had a horrible reign with it, but it was booking's fault.
Io's been fucking horrendous, dude. Like, she hasn't had a title match since WrestleMania.
Yes, since Mania. Yes, she has not defended it. And the sad part is we're getting her and Rhea again. And that's one thing I was on to watch along for a while on COD for Raw. And that's the first thing I said. I said, for one, I don't want this. We've gotten Rhea and Io so much, even if it involved another person, triple threat, we still got it. And I'm like, dude, like, shit, give us somebody different. But I know they have to switch a lot of things around as far as booking goes, injuries. Same thing like with Liv when she got hurt. I know they were going more. I think Nikki and Liv, because Liv attacking her on her return, and then she gets hurt not long after, so they got to reroute that. I feel like it's, for one, Evolution is a lot of booking because of injuries, and I feel like they have to kind of panic right now as far as booking goes. So I guess Rhea, I mean, I feel like she's the best name, I guess, to go after Io. And yeah, I mean, we can be happy that Io's finally getting a title defense. I mean, she hasn't had one.
Except she's going to lose it. So
that's the sad part. Yeah.
Right. She finally gets to defend it. But I mean, come on, let's be real. She's going to lose that belt, right? I mean, Rhea's going to beat her. There's no way Rhea's not walking out with that belt. Unless there's like some shenanigans. But because I thought we'd get Io and Asuka for the women's title at SummerSlam. But I don't know. Rhea throws a major fucking wrench into those plans, dude.
Yeah. But going back to what I was saying as far as like the booking goes, I feel like no champion has had that good a booking so far this year. and we're in Gunther's second reign, and I feel like it's going to end before before we really had a chance to appreciate the second reign. Because I feel like the plan is Goldberg and then maybe Rollins cash in, but I feel as if that we're gonna get a failed cash in because of how many people that Rollins is feuding with right now. He's feuding with so many people, and we're getting him an LA Knight at Saturday Night's main event, but he's feuding with so many people. Like, he's still feuding with Punk after all this time. I feel like Penta comes in. I feel like Penta comes into this because he saw him at Night of Champions. So someone's going to cost him something. Punk is probably going to cost him the cash in if he does cash in, because he cost him at Night of Champions. So something's going down if he tries to cash in. But this is being advertised as Goldberg's last match. So if you have Goldberg win over Gunther, honestly, what's the plan? I mean, does he drop it the next day? Does he say, "Oh, I'm relinquish it, and we're doing a tournament. We're doing a tournament to determine the next champion"? So I don't know. It seems like whatever promotion is, a tournament is going to be what decides something as far as the next week goes. So I don't know, man.
No, you're right. Seth's feuding with a ton of people. What's the women's world title plan for SummerSlam? There doesn't seem to be a big match lined up for Io or Rhea. Yeah, Bagel. I don't know. I thought that they would be going with Io versus Asuka for the women's title at SummerSlam. I mean, that's a match that we've wanted to see for quite some time. Perfect opportunity for Asuka to come back, turn heel on Io. Maybe they do a tag team match together. After the match, Asuka attacks her, sets up a match at SummerSlam. Kind of writes itself, honestly. For Rhea, I don't know. I guess she'll probably be in the world title match now, which is kind of, who's the women's Money in the Bank? Do they have a women's Money in the Bank right now?
Yeah, Naomi.
Naomi, stupid. Yeah, no, that's the SmackDown side. Duh, idiot. Yeah, Jade, Tiffany, Naomi cashes in. That's 100% happening.
Yeah.
I was just trying to think like maybe there's someone who can get involved on the Io side of things. I don't know what Rhea is going to do at Summer. She's going to be the world champion probably. I think my prediction would probably be Rhea versus Io versus Asuka for the women's championship on Raw. I think that's probably the route that they're going to go. So yeah, that'll be my guess. Rhea, Io, Asuka, women's title, triple threat match.
Yeah, because they already pretty much said Damage Control is done, and they already doing the vignettes for Kairi Sane coming back as that pirate gimmick she has. Yeah,
Rhea versus Stephanie 1-on-1 for the women's title would be insane. But you can't.
I mean, they're already pushing Stephanie like hell. I mean, she got called up so quickly. She's already a former NXT Women's Champion and a North American Champion. She got called to the main roster very quickly. So why not put her in the title picture as quickly as you can put her? She's already a big star. I mean, so why not? So why not have a fresh face other than, Rhea, Io, Liv, someone we've seen so many times. So give us, someone like Stephanie or like Asuka. Asuka should be on her own now because, like they said, Damage Control is done. So why not put someone new, like a fresh face?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Great call, Bagel. Yeah, I can see Stephanie winning that and then getting the title shot in Paris. And then, so maybe we get a fatal four-way at SummerSlam. Maybe we get Io, Asuka, Rhea, and Stephanie. Yeah. I just don't know that they're going to blow their load on Stephanie versus Rhea already. I feel like that's a fucking huge match. But then again, they're trying to make SummerSlam, and I think they're trying to make SummerSlam as big as possible this year. It's the first time they're doing 2 nights. So I think naturally that they're going to make the card as big as possible, which is why we're going to get Punk in a world title match versus Gunther, Cody Cena too. And then I think we're going to end up getting that Roman versus Rollins match, which is a fucking huge match. Speaking of huge, what's good, my brother? Poppy. Hope you're having a good day, man. It was great hanging out with you last night, brother, on the Dynamite and the NXT. The last couple of nights, bro. Real good stuff. Yeah, man, we're just chilling, kicking it. Had some wrestling stuff. I went on my little Mercedes tangent to start the show, so you can go back and check that out. I know you'll love that. But no, we're just kicking it, hanging out. Dylan and I both had the day off today, so figure what better way to come back on Tim King's show midday afternoon, July 3rd, 4th of July weekend. Let's go. Hope you're having a good night, Poppy Stud. But yeah, man, I think that's kind of where we're gonna end up with the women. But if they do that fatal four-way, that's a money-ass fatal four-way match. Rhea, Stephanie, Asuka, Io. That's real good, dude. That's a major Raw title match. You do Jade and Tiffany on the other side. Jade wins. Naomi cashes in on her. And then that sets up Naomi Jade, Bianca. There's a lot of good stuff that you can do with the women's division on both sides of things. Plus, we still have that Charlotte Alexa thing. Evolution is going to be fantastic, dude. I'm real stoked for it. But yeah, the biggest things, obviously, the biggest thing that I'm fucking stoked about is CM Punk in the world title picture again. Finally, dude, I've wanted this since he's fucking come back. But as we've talked about plenty of times, it wasn't like Punk should have come back to WWE and get put in the title shot right away. As a matter of fact, I didn't think he deserved that. Come back, prove your worth. This man has done nothing but prove his worth since he's been back, man. Feud of the year with Drew McIntyre, banger after banger match. Every match that he's in is fucking good. His feud with Rollins has been sensational. Cage match, Hell in a Cell, War Games, fucking Elimination Chamber. This guy has literally been in every variation of a cage match since he's been back, dude. He is putting in the work, dude. So I think Punk doesn't walk away with the belt, though. Rollins walks away. Maybe Punk wins the belt, which I'd be cool with. And then Rollins cashes in on him right away and walks out as champion. And then we go from there. It's, man, I don't know. It's real good WWE what they have right now. Gunther getting the belt off of Jay was the best thing they could have done. And this is, again, no knock on Jay. As I've said 100 times that he should have never been world champion in the first place. I love Jay. When Jay came out on Monday after the main event and saved the baby faces, I went crazy, dude. I'm like, this is my dude. He's with a chair. He's serious now. Let's go, man. Like, I love Jay, but he's not world champion, especially with this fucking roster like we're talking about right now, dude. Having Gunther and Punk in the world championship, which honestly could have been a WrestleMania match at SummerSlam, is huge. Rollins has to walk out. Rollins has to walk out of SummerSlam with that world title. I don't like. I think both, and you think I'm crazy, but I think both Money in the Banks need to be cashed in successfully at SummerSlam. Naomi needs to walk out as women's world champion, and Rollins needs to walk out as men's world champion. Yeah, I'm with you, Bagel. Lyra will be great in that world title picture. That match at Evolution between those three, that could easily be the main event. It won't. It'll probably be Rhea and Io. But that match could easily main event. Eli, brother, what is up? That Evolution Battle Royal is going to be a who's who for sure, especially with the Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. Can't wait for some interactions between Miss Parker and the main roster. Yeah, no doubt, dude. And I think, just really briefly talking about that match, I do think that we're going to see Sol Ruka and Zarya in that match as well. I think a really cool announcement they made on Raw was we're always talking about the women's tag titles being used more. I dig it. Raquel and Roxanne are going to be defending those belts in a fatal 4-way at Evolution against a Raw team, a SmackDown team, and an NXT team. The Raw team, there's not many options, but I thought that, you go with Natalya and Maxine. I think like they're new, they're together. They're great with Natalya. Not the biggest Caddy fan here. However, if there's someone deserving of a fucking match on this Evolution show, it is Natalya. So I'm with that. SmackDown, there's a couple of different ways that you can go, right? You can go Alexa and Charlotte, which I think would be real goofy. You can go Michin and B-Fab, and a little undercard there, maybe not important enough. Or you can go the Secret Hervis. I think maybe they go Charlotte, Alexa, just because they're bigger names. But the Secret Hervis is also a real good option there as well. The NXT side of things, I thought it was a foregone conclusion that it was going to be Zaruka in that match. I mean, that's obvious. You put Soul on that card. Zarya is awesome. But this past week on NXT, fucking Eli. I hope that's just a joke. His SmackDown team is Charlotte and Bliss. Oh, there he is. Bakley's been telling Eli no spoilers for like 4 years. Eli will never get the notes.
That's great.
Eli, you're my boy, dude. And the new X Division champion of the network again, the 3-time X Division champion. Eli, congratulations, my guy. Great stuff. That's your belt. You got a stranglehold on that thing, dude, over the years. Anyway, yeah, so I thought Zaruka, but Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley beat them this week on NXT. So maybe Zaruka ends up in the Battle Royal and Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley. Izzy is dating Braun Breaker. She's a unit, bro. I don't know if you're very familiar with Izzy Dame or not, but she's tall. She's like she's gorgeous, but she looks like a fucking unit. She's like got the it factor, dude. Yeah, so I think her and Tatum, that would be cool. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match, bro. Yeah, I think Evolution in general, that show is going to be fucking fire. And what we're doing right here on the network, it's ladies' night for Evolution. So that watch party, you're not going to see any of the men. It's going to be the ladies only. Kayla is going to be hosting it down. Hopefully she gets a couple of her queens with her. And then we're going to have JD back in the house.
Nice.
Lady Psycho is going to be here. Melissa's going to drop in and sit there and look pretty and probably not say very much.
Nice.
But no, yeah, I'm stoked for Ladies Night for Evolution. We got a lot of great stuff coming up, man. Just in general on this network. Like you said, we got 4 shows next week, but we're doing the watch parties for All In, obviously. All In's at 2:00 next Saturday. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's at the same time as NXT. I think they're doing I think it's 2:00. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. 2:00. I'm
crazy.
like, I love the afternoon show. So 2:00 on a Saturday for their WrestleMania is fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm real excited for that, dude. Let's see. Lauren says maybe Asuka versus Stephanie. I think that would be solid. What's up, Scarlett? Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you very much. Canelo or Crawford? Probably Canelo.
Yeah.
Let's see, Bagel. The prospect of seeing Tatum on the main roster PLE excites me. Yeah, she's been there. She's putting the work for sure. After Tuesday, we'll get Izzy versus Soul at the Bash, and then Izzy and Paxley team up versus at Evolution. Good for Izzy, man. Like I said, she's got that look, dude. I said on Tuesday, she's like the NXT's version of Megan Bain. They got that like it factor, bigger, strong, gorgeous, very, very good look for sure.
Right.
But do you have anything else that you kind of wanted to hit
on? The only thing I really want to ask you, as far as we talked tag team division on SmackDown, they're one Raw. I don't feel like it's as flashy or anything like that. And I got War Raiders, got New Day, Judgment Day, and whatnot. On the topic of Jey Uso, and if we don't see him as that world championship, material no more, do we possibly see the reformation of the Usos and going to the Raw tag division? Or do you feel like it's kind of sort of like a little downgrade for Jey, being that he was world champion already and that he kind of gained that traction as a single superstar?
So I'm confused, right? So first of all, I don't think it's a downgrade to be the world champion of the tag team division. I don't find that a downgrade at all, especially when you are theoretically a top 4 tag team of all time, right?
Right.
However, yes, at the same time, it does feel like a major downgrade. But there was a way that it made sense, but now it makes no sense. There was a way it made sense. If New Day was the tag team champions, you have all the history between the New Day and the Usos. You have the New Day just start ragging on Jey for losing that title after only 40-something days or whatever. You're a fucking worthless champ. You're a transitional champ. Kofi, I was champion for 6 months. You're fucking pathetic. Like, you run that, right? And then you have them start attacking Jey Uso 2-on-1. Jimmy makes the save. And then, again, they had a Hell in a Cell match. They were fucking the rivalry. When I think of tag team rivalries, I think of Edge and Christian versus the Hardys. And I think of fucking the New Day versus the Usos, dude. So no, to me, that wouldn't have been a downgrade solely because of that rivalry, that historic rivalry. They're so good. I still remember the mic promos back and forth where I think it was Jimmy who was like, Woods, you're X-rated like your videos and shit. Everyone was like, oh,
yeah.
Like, that was when the Usos got out of the face paint and with the day one ish. Yep. Like they bring up earlier we talked about wrestling soulmates, right? Yeah. Those two teams bring the best out of each other. So I was all for Usos winning the tag titles at SummerSlam. But now I'm confused because Jey seems very much involved with what's going on with Rollins and such. So where it could end up being like, I don't know, man, Gunther versus Jey. I thought after Night of Champions it would be like Gunther versus Jey 2 or Gunther versus Jey 5 at SummerSlam. Jey wins the belt back. Seth cashes in on Jey. Jey's a 2-time champion. Seth walks away with the belt. And then we get like Seth versus Jey versus Gunther at the next pay-per-view. And then we kind of move forward from there. But I don't know. Like, what? Jey saves Sammy. Like, yeah, he's his dog, right? But like,
right.
Okay. I don't know. Which is good. I'm glad I don't know. Like, I'm glad that it's not predictable that I can't just like book it because I feel like I can do that often. And I don't know. Like, I think, especially like you said earlier, Seth is feuding with 18 people right now. So if we were going to do Seth and we were going to do LA Knight at SummerSlam, which I thought was the route, they're doing it a Saturday night main event. I thought maybe that feud continues to like a no holds bar or no DQ match at SummerSlam. But it looks like that might just be a one-off because if Roman's coming back and Roman's going to be in a big match, who the fuck is the big match? Maybe it's Braun Breaker. Sure. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the big match is Roman versus Seth one-on-one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So where does that leave Jay? Like, does it leave Roman, Jay, and Sammy against Seth, Braun, and Bronson? I mean, that's fucking lame. That's not a SummerSlam match.
It's really not.
It's a Raw match. It's a Raw, but Roman doesn't wrestle on Raw, so
no.
You know. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's, and also that's like a precursor to what's going to be the War Games match because the War Games is going to be them. I don't know, man. It's tough. Triple H fell off for me. He fell off for me for a few months. He did. He did. Like you said, I was part of that crowd that was giving him unwarranted criticism. He definitely fell off for me. However, right now, but he had the same opportunity going into WrestleMania. Right now, he has an opportunity to just clear all the bullshit and fucking roll right now, dude. Again, Punk Gunther. It's a money ass main event night one. You get Cody Cena. That's your night two main event, man. You got all the good stuff with the women's shit going on right now. Whatever Seth's got. I mean, you got good stuff. I'm excited for SummerSlam. I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and say that SummerSlam will be booked better than WrestleMania and probably be a better overall 2-night experience than WrestleMania was.
I think so too. Because I mean, if you look back at nights 1 and 2, I mean, the crowd certainly didn't help it, and they want to take WrestleMania away from us and give it back to Vegas for what? I mean, because it seems like they're going more that Vegas route for anything. Because I think they were moving, most of their stuff to Vegas from Florida. So now I feel like that's the route they're going is Vegas, which I hate, and the crowd was terrible in Vegas. But I feel like doing it night 1 and 2 at SummerSlam, I think is going to be great, and I think it's going to be better. I think well received and better booked than WrestleMania was. So yeah, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, it's going to be good, dude. WWE is. I mean, I know a lot of us are down on Saturday night's main event. I think Saturday night's main event will be a good show. Goldberg or not, 58 years old. Give the guy one. I'll give him his fucking flowers. Go out there one more time. Gunther, give him 8 minutes. Gunther will walk around the ring after a couple of spears. Eventually beat him. Give him that one last time in front of the crowd. Evolution's going to fucking rock. SummerSlam's going to rock. And again, I'm so looking forward to All In. I think this, Eli, you're booking right there is money. Styles gets that IC title. Cena loses the belt. Cena versus Styles for the IC title in Paris. That would be real interesting. Cena's never had that belt. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind see Cena get that belt and go Grand Slam before he ends his career. That'd be kind of cool for sure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, overall, very exciting time to be a wrestling fan, especially within, all over the place. New Japan's rocking right now. TNA is rocking, but WWE and AEW are right now at a really, really good spot coming off of the past pay-per-view and going into the next pay-per-views. So great time to be a wrestling fan. Great time to be a part of this channel right here. Again, real great stuff. Dylan, first and foremost, I want to thank you for everything that you do, not only for Game Breaker Sports, but getting this show back on the map, man. Joining us on Monday, joining me now today, dude. You were the best first guest that I could have had on the relaunch of the Tim King Show right here on COD. So I really, really just want to thank you, brother. Do you have anything that you want to plug or any words you want to get in before we get on out of here?
Yeah, man. Of course, I want to plug Worldly Podcast. Every Monday, 5 o'clock Central. I'm still holding out my hopes that we can have you join us on Monday. We'll
60-40 this week.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there for sure. But yeah, we got our big quadruple prediction show coming this Monday for all the shows we talked about leading up to next Saturday and Sunday. So looking forward to that. So yeah, that's the main thing I want to plug is the show, and of course check out Game Breaker Sports later on today.
Oh, yeah, my guy, dude. Yeah, check out World Elite Podcast. Get on over there. Give them a like on their latest video. Great show. Give them a subscribe, dude. They're on their way to 1,000 as well. Dylan and Jordan kill it. Always great guests with them as well, man. So go check out World Elite. Dylan, I really want to thank you again, man, for coming on with me. It was awesome to spend the afternoon with you. And like I always say, the chat, you guys are the real fucking MVPs of this channel, dude. You guys are the best. I cannot thank you guys enough. Every single time I come on, whether it's Game Breakers or Watch Along, I feel nothing but the love from you guys, especially showing up here 12:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday. Come on, man. Couldn't appreciate it enough. You guys showed up and showed out. If you guys are still watching, you haven't smashed that like button yet, please hit that like button. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Circle of Debate. We're live every single day. All right. Get on over to TikTok. Bakley's building that up. All right. Circle of Debate on TikTok. Go and check that out. But like Dylan said, I'll be back later this afternoon for Game Breaker Sports. Maybe Dylan will be back next week. On GBS today, we'll be doing an all-time MLB draft, and we'll be doing a quick little barbecue draft. Best barbecue foods for the 4th of July. All right, just a quick 2-rounder. So we're a couple of drafts in, shoot the shit on some sports. But God, man, this was awesome. Getting back and just shooting the shit, chopping it up with some wrestling. And there he is. Before we go, my guy, South Philly Psycho in the house. Dom, what is up, stud? We love you, man. Thank you for tuning in before we jet out. Appreciate it, brother. But that's it, man. Again, thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. The chat. Love you guys so much. I'll see you guys later today. Have a great 4th of July. Dylan, you got your family barbecue, brother. Have a great barbecue, dude. And have a great 4th when you get there. Keep all your fingers, folks. Be careful with them fireworks.